All right, what's going on, everyone? We're gonna do some manga recommendations today. I'm on my manga reading binge. Ignore the December calendar, by the way. We're gonna fix that. Yeah, we're gonna do manga recommendations because I have my own methods for finding manga, but obviously, you know, as much as I spend time reading manga, watching anime, stuff like that, there's always gonna be stuff I miss, and I'm also not as in the loop as everyone else. I have my circles, everyone has their circles. So yeah, I want to ask everybody, old, new, even if you think you've mentioned it before, what are your manga recommendations? So far from chat, I know chat has recommended many things in the past, but so far in chat I have Gwyn Saga, Seiyun Koko, Yormungand, Yokoso Watashi no Soul Society. Again, it doesn't have to be something brand new. It can be something old. In fact, I actually like the older recommendations because I'll probably miss those. I feel like it's a lot easier to find the newer manga, but that goes both ways. The only thing I'm gonna ask is if you put a recommendation, give me like a few words about what it is or like why I should care. So like, who said Ga-Ray? Just some space guy said Ga-Ray. I've never heard of Ga-Ray. Can you like give me some context? I'll put it down, but like, what is it? This is, I'm just going to put a date so that I have some kind of context for when people told me. Ga-Ray. We got Mohammed in chat. What's going on? Justin. I've read Pluto, no, but that's on my list. Pluto slash monster slash 20th Century Boys. Oh, you know what? I will put Kenichi because Kenichi's an interesting one because it's like in between a sports manga and like a battle series. It's not really a battle series because like there's no power system. Maybe there is later on, I don't know, but it's not really a sports series because like there aren't formal competitions. Like Kenichi's not trying to, you know, be like the best in school. He's not trying to like go to nationals, right? He's just trying to beat bad guys. It's very different from like Blue Box or Haikyuu, right? Oscar's Verdict, okay. And again, I'm gonna ask you guys, like, give me like a 3-word pitch when you tell me the title of the manga, because I'm gonna assume I've never heard of the manga, so like give me some idea of what it is. Oscar's Verdict. And like as we go through this, I'll like pick the ones that I've never heard of. Tower Dungeon, I'll look up. What happened to Tower Dungeon? Because I knew it was like new at one point, and I feel like people kind of stopped talking about it. Is that just because it's just kind of chilling right now? Found your channel and your content got me back into reading manga. Well, thank you, Barracks. I like your profile picture, by the way. I'm glad I could help you. That's what I'm here for, to help people who want to get into manga easy. That's why I'm going to do more manga recommendation videos, and to also help people who already read manga talk about the stuff that, you know, they might not necessarily have a space for, or to find manga that they haven't found yet, like we're doing right now. Ga-Ray is an exorcist manga. It has really cool art and it is goofy but often pretty serious. The over the top style is pretty dope. It only has a prequel anime as Ga-Ray Zero. Oh, I see. So it doesn't have like a proper adaptation. Okay. I'll put that asterisk of exorcist. Thank you. What do we have? Oh, I love your description. Tower dungeon. So basically, there's these dungeons, and they're in a tower. I kind of knew what it was about already, but I love that your description was like, the tower dungeon is about these dungeons in a tower. We got Mohammed, what's going on? Anime Source Central, the guy from Egg. Somewhat Hurts I have read. I mentioned it in my new manga guide, and then I'm gonna bring it up again in my weekly Shonen Jump guide, which will come out sometime this weekend or early next week, so look out for that. Check out Hoshin Engi. It's a classic jump manga based on a Chinese novel. Okay. Very cool. I'm gonna add it to my list, even though it is like already started, but Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just gonna mention that for everybody who's like looking for a classic 2000s manga, late 90s, 2000s manga to pick up or like reread. Yu-Gi-Oh! 100% Yu-Gi-Oh! And don't watch the anime. You can watch the anime if you really want to, but read the manga because it's amazing. Oscar's Verdict is about a boy who obtains the power to send whoever he believes is evil to hell. Okay, that's pretty dope. Summertime Rendering, if you're looking for a thriller horror, that is not what I thought that was going to be at all. It's like the Summer Hikaru died, except the fact that it says died kind of implies that it's a darker story. Summertime Rendering sounds like a slice of life romance series. That's hilarious. I'll put horror mystery next to that. And not 4Kids version. Listen, people clown on the 4Kids dub, but that dub is amazing. I think we've gotten to the point where like we don't have to clown on dubs. I do understand the vitriol for anything 4Kids. They did a lot of insane censorships. And also they were pretty liberal with like how they changed stuff. So like, for example, if you haven't seen the original Yu-Gi-Oh anime, the openings for the Japanese original anime and the English anime, totally different, like alien to each other. The English one is still cooler though. I don't care what you say. Try Dear Anemone. Scary. Emotional, short, a bit weird. Okay, cool. Dear Anemone. One Room of Happiness. I am also gonna like add my own recommendations as we go through this. I'm gonna cheat a little bit. I'm gonna fluff the list, if you will. I forget how you say it, but PPP, beautiful art style. I didn't read the ending, but I followed that manga weekly. That was like such a good manga, and it's a shame it didn't get to stick around for a bit longer, because that was like genuinely one of the best manga in Jump during its run. I think the reason they cut it is just like it was like a very different manga, so like it didn't have like a very clear audience. Also, like that's the kind of series like they can't really sell merch for, so like the shelf life on that was pretty slim from the start. Dear Anemone, author worked on Horikoshi. That's crazy though, because Horikoshi for the most part kind of has a bad legacy for assistants starting stuff. there's the author of Odor of the Flame, who is now on what will probably be their second failed manga. There was the guy who did Zip Man, though he went on to, now he's working on the prequel series for Dragon Quest The Adventure of Dai. He's doing the one for Avon. And that's actually doing pretty well in Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So I think he's the one exception. I don't know what his name is off the top of my head. Excuse me. Yawara? Okay, cool. Dear Anemone got canceled. That's the Horikoshi curse. I don't want to do it in the near future because, you know, My Hero just ended and everyone's like still pretty happy about it. But at some point, I think probably when Odor of the Flame ends, I think I might need to do a like Curse of Horikoshi video, because he has almost the opposite effect of Oda. Like Oda and also Fujimoto, like all of Fujimoto's assistants came out with bangers. And now we have Oda's assistants coming out with bangers. I mean, Ruri Dragon, Akane Banashi. The one exception maybe is Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi, but I still think that series is awesome. It's very cliche. It's very tropey. I don't know how true that is. I know the Zipman author was an assistant to Horikoshi. I don't know that they worked for Oda as well. I could be wrong though. Try Star of Beethoven. If you've seen PPP, you might like this one, but it goes to Supernatural and Classic. Is that the one that lasted like 10 chapters or some nonsense that I hated at chapter 1? Oh yeah, God, no. God bless, but I absolutely hated that manga from the beginning. I thought it was the most ridiculous manga. Just not for me. We got Oscar in chat. What's going on, Oscar? Pleasure to have you. Zipman was one of my first Jump manga. That story should have done really well because it had a great art style. The problem was the dynamic between the brothers wasn't as strong as it could have been, and it didn't seem like there was a very clear it didn't seem like there was a very strong roadmap for the story. It felt like they were just kind of winging it in the beginning. That being said, I thought that manga was awesome. Pandora Hearts, yep, I'll add that to the list. Everyone's always bringing that one up. Oscar, didn't you just rejoin the channel Monday? Or am I crazy? Remember Gachi Akata is the best ongoing manga? Yes. Fair enough. Fool! Oh, you're not sure if any romance rom-coms interest you, but Fragrant Flowers, you know I mentioned? I'll add that to the list. I do need to read that because that's got like 2 years left, so I would like at least a year and a half of being able to say I was reading that as it was coming out. And then the other one you said was Mayonaka Heart Tune. Horikoshi's assistants should be illustrators. Story-wise, they're terrible, take my word on it. I don't think it's so much that their stories are terrible. So the only two I can think of, there's at least one more that also fits this, but I feel like so let me start over. The two I can think of are the guy who did Zip Man, and then the guy who is now doing Odor of the Flame, who also did Red Hood. Great characters, great art style, great ideas, right? Great like premise for all these manga that they've made. It's just a matter of like execution. So, no, I have not read The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. I haven't got around to it. I'm going to be dead serious. If a manga's not in Jump, it's usually going to miss my radar because that's just where my area of focus is. It's only now that I'm getting into the other magazines. Yeah. As much as I'm now like trying to read as much manga as possible, you know, when you have like 15 other things going on, it's hard to like read all of the manga all the time. YouTube seems to have lagged and now it will read every special message as if I'm new. Was that a donation? Was that a super chat? Or was that just you doing a thing? The one anime that forced me to go read the manga was Killing Bites. Very cool. Sadly, the ending was absolutely devastating. All right, let me go to Killing Bites. I'll check that out. I'll put Sket Dance on the list. Yeah, for sure. I have the manga, but I need to read Ad Astra or Astra Lost in Space, whatever it's called. YouTube treats me special sometimes. All right, fair enough. Since we finally have a stream about manga in general and I've reached a higher level of manga reader, tell me how you keep up with manga, Dawn to Dawn, Centauria, Gachi Akata, and Ichi the Witch. I'm not sure what you mean. Like, how do I personally like keep up with manga? Like, what's my reading schedule? Or like, how do I go about reading new manga and then keeping up with them? What do you mean by that? Kubera the Last Good is a good manhwa webtoon that it's great. Slow burn. The Kubari is better translations. I'll put Kubera the Last Good. The Last Good manhwa. Just have you read the latest chapters of these series? Okay, I see what you mean. Dawn to Dawn, yes. Centauria, no. Gachi Akata, I'm like 10 or 20 chapters behind. And Ichi the Witch, I didn't read Sunday's chapter. I know there was some kind of like depressing plot twist with Discaris because of Twitter. I just don't know what happened. So really the only one I read was Dawn to Dawn. For the like last week, I was just reading Jump, and then I like stepped away like right before Sunday. So, probably tonight or tomorrow, I'll like read all the new Jump chapters. The creator of Assassination Classroom and the creator of Sket Dance are the only legends who haven't gotten their manga axed. In Jump, yeah. Also, to add to that list, ooh, I'm gonna add I Shield 21. Hell yeah, let's go. 10 chapters back. No. Yeah, I've been following people like very excited about like the current arc of Gachi Akata. I stopped like just before it got good. It's not that I don't want to, it's just I like read it and then I'm like, okay, I'll let it build up. Like I'm gonna go read other stuff. I am gonna get to a point where I read certain manga every week, but certain manga I'm also just gonna let build up. And if I, you know, if I'm behind like 5 or 10 chapters, that's just how it's gonna be. I low-key miss Kaedagami and Ping Pong Peril. It makes me sad the series is axed, but they still draw 2026 new year covers with their characters. Did they? I don't think that's true. That's YouTube. Wrong one. Although, what the hell is that? Oh. There we go. Shonen Jump. Did they? I don't think they did. I think you're, I don't see them on the website cover, which is usually what they put on the cover of the magazine, so I don't know what you're talking about there. Black Torch, for sure. Black Torch is a weird one. Like, I still see people buy the manga. Somebody said Fist of the North Star. I'm definitely gonna put that on my list. Fist of the North Star. Here we go. I follow a lot of mangaka on Twitter. Yeah, I try to follow the ones who are actually active, like Kei Urina. Another one I'm gonna put, Bastard. Oh, Bobobo. Just gonna throw this one your way, but if you can tolerate goonish activity, but get cool action and nice art, Chains. So, okay, for anyone who has either read the manga, watched the anime, or both, sell me on Chained Soldier. Because I had like vaguely seen it on like Crunchyroll, but I forgot about it. And then I was looking at manga in the store and I saw the covers and I was like, this series looks like super horny, but like also weirdly cool. Like really cool. Like the premise sounds pretty cool. So I'm definitely gonna read that. I'm actually gonna put that at the top of my list. Chained, because the new season is coming out, right? Am I crazy? Or is currently coming out? Chained Soldier season 2. Here we go. January 8th, so it comes out tomorrow. Was the first season like not good, or did people just like not like the premise and like is like, oh, this is stupid, it's horny, blah 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 blah? Do you solely read manga, or have you read any webtoons, manhwa? I usually just read manga, not for any specific reason, just out of bias. Again, my main source of manga is going to be Jump, Weekly Shonen Jump, Jump Plus, anything on Manga Plus, really. Read and watch Pop Team Epic. Okay. Pop Team Epic. I'd love to recommend some manga to you, but the problem is you recommend half of it to me, and I found the other half myself, but you were 10 years ahead. Yeah, that's fair. That's funny. I mean, that sounds like mission accomplished to me, right? That sounds like good job in my book. If all the manga you've read are manga I've recommended to you, that means like I must be picking some pretty good manga. First season was just okay. It was initially supposed to come out in 2024, but just got delayed a whole year, like weeks before release. 2023. Okay. But how's the manga? Have you read the manga? The manga looks pretty cool. I'm trying to think what else. I think so we brought up Kenichi before and like what the genre of it would be. And I really only think you can call it like a martial arts manga. You can't really call it a battle series. But it has like more of a dramatic plot than like something like Haikyuu. It's somewhere between, and this is a crazy comparison, but just bear with me. On a scale of like Haikyuu to Baki, it's somewhere in the middle. Because Baki has martial arts, but then they like also beat up the president to clean up what actually happens. And there's all kinds of crazy horseshit in that story. Then you have Haikyuu, which is just like high school sports tournament, right? Kenichi is somewhere in the middle there. And I'll leave you to decide that. Calling of the Night? I do genuinely want to check out Calling of the Night just because like so many people like it and it's never really interested me. Is it Calling of the Night or Call of the Night? I thought it was Call of the Night. Call of the... Yeah, it's Call of the Night. Gaslighting me. Where the hell? Here we go. Oh, Samurai Isekai I saw online. I have no idea what it's about, but the art style looks insane. And also the mangaka looks fairly active on Twitter, which is always nice. I have to choose good manga. Now, I may have been in the fandom for over 10 years, but reading manga online weekly is something new for me. Until now, I just read paper editions in Poland. I mean, to be fair, a lot of people still do that. I mean, I come across people all the time who, like, don't really bother to read new chapters. They just want to read the manga as they buy it, which I think is totally legitimate. It's like the difference between, like, let's say you play Magic the Gathering, right? It's the difference between like making super meta decks and go playing competitively and like just playing with your friends. Like you still play it, right? Just at your own pace. Just because you're not like playing at like, you know, the top level, like the most up to date, the most highest level, doesn't mean you're not still a fan. Check Shy. Is it just called Shy? Again, I would appreciate like brief descriptions of these manga so I have some kind of context. Call of the Night is a better love story than Twilight? That's a bold claim, my friend. Verses, we'll put Verses on there. Hopefully by the end of the stream, everyone else will have manga that like they can add to their own lists. And hopefully like just by watching the stream, you can kind of like get motivated to start your own like manga I need or want to read. Because right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34 manga on this list. Not considering any manga I have in like my YouTube video manga to read for YouTube list. I recommend Call of the Night, but I think you'll get a better experience watching the anime. The anime does look really good. Manga doesn't have the music and visuals. Okay, fair. Shy, a superhero in every country. MC basically trying to prove she can be a hero, but has to deal with her timid nature. Okay. Fair. Oh, I'm gonna put, obviously I've started it, but I'm gonna put Magilumiere. Magilumiere ended, right, Eden? So I'm not crazy for saying that. Didn't it end like a hot minute ago? Or is it like still waiting? I kept saying I was gonna get around to that and I never did. Living up to her big sister's legacy. She has to overcome her anxiety. Okay, that's pretty cool. Did you see what I said about Bugle Call? No, tell me again about Bugle Call. I feel like I have it on here. No, I don't. Okay. Bugle Call. How I was sentenced to die as a hero, is that not the same as sentenced to be a hero? Of course, this is anime, so there's going to be like 12 different manga with like all basically the same name. How I was sentenced to die as a hero. Yeah, I think you're talking about sentenced to be a hero, which I will add to the list for sure. I butchered the title. That's all right. I knew what you meant. Alice in Borderlands. That's a good one. Zom 100. I started it, but I want to read the new chapters. See what happened with that. Unless it's finished, right? Does anybody, can somebody tell me like genuinely what happened to Zom 100? Don't read Sentenced to be a Hero, just watch it. I'll probably watch it first, and then if I like it, I'll go read the source material, whatever it is. It's closer to the end, but not finished. Okay, that's what I figured. I knew Zom 100 was... When I had stopped reading Zom 100, it was like getting close to ending, so that sounds right. Out by Makoto Mizuta. What is that? I'll put God of High School. I probably won't read it just because it doesn't look like something that interests me personally. Better than Dragon Ball? That's cap. That's cap. Get Marocat, you're welcome on the channel, but That's cap. Zom 100 gets exactly 100 chapters. I don't know how likely that is, just because they usually fit it to like whatever the volumes are. And obviously they're not going to do 100 volumes because that would make it like One Piece. The Mercenaries of Bugle Call leader reminds me a bit of Askeladd. Okay. The Bugle Call Song of War. Kid is forced to fight in medieval times by leading soldiers with light. Couldn't recommend it enough. Super underrated. Okay, that sounds pretty dope. Somebody mentioned Modulo. Just a heads up, I'm uploading a JJK Modulo review. I did not know what that word was when I recorded that video. So if you hear me say Medulo 100 times, just get used to it. I learned my lesson. I'm ready for the very positive, totally not annoying comment engagement about my pronunciation of a Japanese manga that doesn't have an anime where they say the name of stuff. Ayashimon? I don't think I actually read that back in the day. It's gonna get to 100 chapters to fit the title. Fair. I feel like they have to do something special for that. I mean, was it though? Was it really easy to tell which manga was gonna blow up? I mean, nobody like was super into Demon Slayer before like that first big arc. And even then it was like fairly tame. Nobody like knew it was gonna be as big as it was. Everyone was like, oh yeah, it's cool. Sentenced to be a Hero is technically a novel. Okay, fair. I still put it on the list. Read Straighten Up. Welcome to Shigahai's competitive dance club. Okay, fair. I like it. Also, I will be making this a relatively short stream, so we're probably going to go for like another 10 minutes. I would have liked to have streamed longer, but unfortunately, I have to get going after this. Oh, that's why this artist looks so familiar. So the artist of JJK Modulo was the same person who made Cypher Academy. That makes so much sense now, and I feel stupid for not having noticed that. That's crazy. That's like such a nice thing to do too. Like, I wonder how that came about. I'm sure they like got coffee or beer or something and were like, hey, you want to work on a manga? That's crazy. I never would have seen that coming. People are saying stuff about Modulo in the chat. That's fine. I'm not gonna mention it just because if anyone hasn't read Modulo, there are a lot of pretty big spoilers, so I'm just gonna save everyone those spoilers. Okay, let's see what I can recommend. I'll say anime, and let's hope OG that the manga are also good. I recommend that. That's so crazy that you said that, because Helk was on my like mental list because I saw it in a store and I was like, I've never heard of this. It looks really cool. like the manga. So now that you've said that, I'm 100% gonna read that too. It's crazy. If you want to know Shonen OG in a nutshell, I have probably 50 manga on my to read list. Helk. The two manga that I've personally moved to the top are Helk and Chained Soldier. So take that to mean whatever you want. Hematen, I have read. I need to catch up, but I have read the first 30 chapters. I love it. I think it's awesome. Why wasn't the Fate series as popular as Demon Slayer? Is it not like one of the most talked about anime? Like the fact that there's a debate on how to watch Fate, shouldn't that mean that like there's enough people watching Fate? Am I crazy? Non-intentional mind reading, the best kind. Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about for Kaguya-sama time skip, but can we talk about how that writer is probably the biggest jackass in the industry, or one of them? Like, what's going on with that whole movie thing? They've just got to be like the biggest, like, they're one of the most baffling creators I think I've ever come across, because they wrote Oshinoko, which is bizarre that it even exists. And then there's like the whole thing with like they personally told the studio or like okayed the studio like, hey, don't adapt the rest of the manga, just make a movie, because whatever about the, I don't know, it's so stupid. You'll be reading Chained Soldier pretty fast. Why? Is it that good? Or is it just really short? Hulk's story looks pretty generic at first, but that's meant to trick readers. Has a lot of plot twists that move out from the norm. I mean, it sounds like, I mean, just based on the premise alone, it sounds like a story that is predicated on at least a few pretty big plot twists early on. It sounds pretty cool, so I'm excited to check it out. Yeah, almost. I don't know the full story, so I want to check that out. Kaguya. It's crazy because Kaguya-sama is like objectively a good manga. Like just one of the best romance rom-com stories you can read. And this is gonna like not ruin necessarily, but definitely hurt the legacy of it. Will provide an original conclusive story written by the creator following a special TV episode that aired in late 2025. What the what? According to the author, roughly 4 years ago, he and anime team shared a vision and agreed that Kaguya-sama anime series will not be just an adaptation of the manga, but will serve for something entirely new. Why do people do this? This is so stupid. This is genuinely just their way of like finding a way to like end the anime and not adapt like whatever's left. I think they're what is there technically left to adapt? Like 100 chapters? Because I'm pretty sure they're like halfway through the manga. It's crazy that we're still doing anime original endings in 2026. That it's so surreal to me, and that like the creator themselves is the one writing it. I think that's so stupid. That to me screams production committee said, you have one more season, you have one movie, figure it out. That's so stupid. Alita Battle Angel for sure. I will also add Ghost in the Shell, especially with the anime coming sometime soon. Yeah, like 100 chapters. That's what I thought. It's crazy because the stuff that happens after the anime is like some of the best parts of the manga. Like genuinely just gets better and better. And they're like, oh yeah, no, that's stupid. God. The most important thing is that we got a bed scene in the Kaguya-sama anime to annoy the normies. Rage bait achieved. Was that in like the special episode? Because I know obviously there's that scene in the manga. Was that an adaptation of that or what? I don't think I saw the special episode. Where are we? Gun is a sci-fi manga about a cyborg. Okay, that sounds dope. Oh, I'm also gonna add what the hell is the fantasy manga about like the lady who's like a swordsman? Oh my god, why can't I remember it? Not Cyclops. What the hell is it called? Something with the C. God, it's gonna kill me that I can't remember it. You see it at the like bookstores with the manga all the time now. But I'll put gun sci-fi. In my opinion, it's good, but again, the action and art make it really fun to read. Talking about Chain Soldier. Yeah, no, the art style looks awesome, and like it looks like a dope series. It's just, you know, obviously Claymore, thank you. That's what I was trying to think of. Claymore, thank you. I will also add Clevitas, but Claymore is the one I was thinking of. Isekai Samurai, I have that. I put it here. Where did I put it? I put it... my god. I know I put this down. Oh, don't even tell me. Okay, so I lied to myself. Well, I'm putting it at the top anyway. Even though I know I put this down. Isekai Samurai. That one I came across on Twitter, and I just like, I saved it because I'm like, I have no idea what this is about, but it looks dope. That's crazy. Dinosaur Sanctuary? Bet. I've been seeing a lot of talk for one series, Drifting Dragon. Is that what it's called? Basically, samurai girl who wants an honorable death in battle and gets isekai'd hoping she'll get that battle. Excuse me. Isekai Samurai started February 2023. There's 6 volumes. Weirdly enough, it's on Manga Dex. Chapters. It's 41 chapters, so it seems fairly new still. Right? Let's go to Wikipedia. It began serialization on Katakawa's Comic Walker back in 2023. So next month it will be 3 years old. So it's been around for a minute, but it's still like new-ish. Still fairly early, I guess would be better to say. Is it on a monthly release schedule? Is that why? What's 40 divided by 3? Oh yeah, that would make sense, right? Because that's like close to 1 or 2 chapters a month, so that makes sense. Are we bringing up ongoing manga series or completed? All of it. I want all the manga. Ongoing, brand new, classics, cult classics, niche series that I've never heard of, old as shit manga. Give me all the things, please. The new content in this series for free. Virgin manga creators. I don't want the same thing. Let the anime creators come up with something different. Chad Tight Kubo, you have the ending you've been waiting for over 10 years for, plus 60%. Pretty much. That's awesome. Snowball Earth. Okay. Did I read Hell's Paradise? I started it. I have to finish it. I will probably wait until after the new season. I actually haven't seen Clevitas. I just was trying to guess. I'm still putting it on the list, but no. It was very close, though. It was Claymore. Black Cat? Have you ever heard of Berserk? That's like the Jehovah's Witnesses walking up to you, just like, have you ever heard of a guy called Jesus? That's crazy. Berserk is probably getting finished. I've started it like 2 or 3 times now. It's getting finished soon. I'll put Crows down. Crows. Delinquent Manga, bet. The Delinquent Manga, bet. Yeah, I've had 2 people say Black Cat now, so I have Black Cat down. D Grayman, thank you. I always think of that one and I always forget about it. D Grayman. I think we have a pretty good list here. I mean, we just came up with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I think like between 50 and 60 manga. So I mean, even if I only read these manga this year, I think I would be doing better than like 70% of manga readers who just read like 5 manga. I will also put that one. I never know how to say this one. Dorohedoro. I will also put Die Dark. I also need to actually read the manga for Dragon Quest Dai, because I watched the anime start to finish and I have the English volumes that have been reprinted, but I haven't like read the manga. Yeah. That's going to be it for today, though. Let me tell you, OG, I feel like I've immersed myself in Gachi Akata. I'm not just talking about the manga. I wrote my first review for it, created sections, started following it on Twitter, memes, agendas. That's awesome. Like, that's how you know you really like a series. Like, you feel the need to like talk about it, hear what other people are saying about it, just engage in the culture of it, just all things that manga and anime. So that's awesome. I love that for you, Oscar. I also hope you've watched the English dub, because the English dub is really good. Fun fact, as much as everyone hypes up Jabber from the dub, his voice actor Zeno Robinson is Genya from Demon Slayer, and also played a little character called Hunter on the Owl House. So do with that what you will. Anyway, thanks everybody. Thanks for all the great recommendations. We're gonna continue this maybe next week, if not at some point soon, because I want this to be a growing list. This is also this is manga. At some point we'll do like strictly an anime recommendation list, because obviously not every anime is you know, adapted from a manga. Sometimes they're adapted from video games, right? Like Cyberpunk. And then you also have anime that are like objectively better than the manga. Anyway, thanks everybody. Look out for a video this weekend, and then probably another video early next week. Make sure to check out the January update if you haven't read it yet. And then just look out for updates, schedules for the stream, because that's going to be on a week-to-week basis, even though I'm going to try and do the first stream on Mondays, if not Mondays, then like Tuesday. Yeah, just be a little more active in how you look for the scheduling for streams, because it's not going to be guaranteed Monday, Thursday every week. But yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for a great stream, and I will see you next week.